Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Let's get into some talking about Solana. And yes, Solana is going to be on an extreme kind of upswing in my opinion as we enter up October. And that's why I wanted to make this video. I want to go over a lot of the Solana plays that I'm looking at, give you some of the numbers behind some of these cryptos. And we're going to dive into an article that is talking about 3 Solana based coins to buy and to turn $100 into $10,000 in October. That's a little bullish for me. I'm going to talk about it though still, give you guys kind of my insight, as well as bring to your attention a couple of the Solana meme coins that I'm involved with, a couple of plays that I have, and let you guys know exactly what's going on within those cryptos. So before we get down into it, make sure you guys all like, comment, and subscribe right here to the channel. If you're a new face here at the Crypto Mark, I really appreciate if you guys all consider subscribing. It does mean the world to me, and obviously it is totally free to do so. Okay, appreciate it, and let's get down into it. And guys, remember, this is not financial advice, so always do your own research and due diligence when we talk crypto here on the channel. Okay, but this is where we look at Solana. Just got over that $150 level, and some of the cryptos I can already see jumping off at me. The bubbles are huge. They're staring me in the face. And let's talk about Solana right now at that 5.8% upswing on the day as I'm currently recording, sitting there at a $71.39 billion market cap, firmly in the 5th spot, just within that top 5 within total market capitalization for all of crypto. Now, why is this important? Well, this is almost a 700% increase for Solana. And if you watch my content and you watch my channel, you would understood when we were seeing Solana below $25. I can tell you, I should have took screenshots. I could have told you the amount of holders that were saying Solana was going to zero, quit talking about Solana, and here we are. I bought it all the way up to $128 and then have since kind of just held it. I do swing trade Solana very actively using my trading indicator, and that's kind of what I do with basically my own financial strategy within Solana and how I play the market. So that's with that being said, you guys are welcome to do with your money and your interests, whatever you please. But that's just kind of what I'm doing, always doing research and due diligence, okay? But this is what we're going to get into, and this is kind of the narrative right now where we talk about 3 Solana-based coins to turn $100 into $10,000. I think that's extremely, extremely bullish. And for those of you that do not know why I'm saying that, well, because that is essentially going to represent a 100x, okay? And that's just absolutely insane. So let's talk about it though, because this is obviously enough for somebody to make an article. So we're going to get into some of these cryptos. And the first one to talk about is Dog with Hat. This is where we've broken out from a falling wedge pattern. And when we have that go on, that usually indicates a correction and a bullish uptrend in reversal. This was 6 months of a falling wedge pattern, which we've seen quite frequently, obviously, within crypto. And let's pull it up for you guys. Let's see exactly what the dog, not with the hat, but with the hat is doing right now, okay? And this is where we're looking to TradingView. I'll show you guys kind of what exactly is going on. And forgive me, I did just reset my browser. I do clear my cache a lot, and my trading indicator as well as my settings are kind of out of whack, so it's going to take me a little bit of time to figure that back out. I hate screwing with chart settings, okay? But if we look into kind of the interval where we look into let's just call it, we'll look in the monthly interval here, okay? And I have to even log in because I do have TradingView Pro or whatever, but this is kind of where we're at, okay? So if you do look at the kind of 1 month time period, this is a little different than we were up trading at $4.50 plus cents. Now that we're down basically a little bit, probably about 40% of that time, 40% of that value, I should say, and that has been a very long falling wedge pattern, okay? But now with these 2 big green candles to kind of kick off September and what we've been doing, this is very, very bullish. I think that's where we get at least back up to $2.80, $2.90. That'd be a good reversal. $4.50, that's all-time highs for a lot of crypto out there, so I don't think that's going to correlate, but I think this is something where I have no problem seeing Dog with Hat getting back into that 270 and above, okay? But that's kind of what we have going on with them. The next thing we want to talk about is kind of 2 other interesting things. Now, within Dog with Hat, I do want to kind of talk about the funding rate because it has surged 0.0073%. That means it indicates that buyers are ready to buy at a premium price. They're willing to pay up and accept that upcharge just so they can hold dog with hat in a longer position. That's a good thing to see. Definitely, if you're going to think about getting into a crypto, you definitely want to not buy a crypto that's going to be short sold, or for people that just want to enter and exit very quickly. But this is something where we look into the steady recovery for Solana. And quite frankly, if we look at kind of what's going on, $152, that's absolutely fantastic. I know it's not back at $200, but Solana is one where a lot of people are thinking $1,000 for Sol. Me personally, I'm probably more so in the mindset of that $400 to $500 range, kind of in this time, in this cycle. But hey, doesn't hurt to shoot for the moon. So the other one that we want to talk about is Helium. Okay, so Helium and what they're able to do. Now, you have to understand something. This is something where we talk about Helium and what the price could do. Well, they're calling that they could rally 42% before that crucial resistance of $10.48. That's something where we look into that upswing within the cup and handle that's forming right there, then and there on the charts. Now, for those of you that do not know what Helium does, well, here we go. Helium is basically one of the big networks on Solana, and the thing that's going down with now their V3 update and what they can do, they can bring real-world 5G networks on Solana. That's something where you look into kind of what they're doing. They're in a ton of countries. We've talked about the Solana phone, and now that we have basically even now these 170 countries that Helium has gotten into from the Solana Foundation, this is primed to see a lot of exposure on the charts. So it's kind of a nice little project that I'm kind of bullish on, right? I've kind of said that for a long time. This is one of the biggest deep-in projects that we can get into and talk about with Solana. And this is something that since they started on 2017 within their own network, kind of poses a very, very unique opportunity with what we have in the crypto world, as well as kind of what Helium brings to the table. Now, the next one we're going to talk about is Jupiter. Now, Jupiter, for all intents and purposes, they're the decentralized exchange aggregator built on Solana, and we kind of saw them take flight when Radium was having issues if you do trade Solana meme coins, and now that we've seen their total value locked, jumping from a whopping 962 plus million to 1.18 billion. That's almost 23%, guys. That is a huge amount of capital that's being invested in their protocol, as well as user confidence within that. So that's going to be very bullish. Those are three cryptos that they're thinking that could hit possibly 10,000. Me, myself, I'm not quite there yet. If we want to get bullish, we need to talk about some crazy meme coins that could actually 100x. And the first one we're going to talk about is GINNAN the cat. Now, this is a meme coin project that I was lucky enough to get into a little bit earlier on in their life cycle. So I have a ton of tokens, and I'm currently in the green regardless of where this one heads. So that's always a good thing, but now up 5% on the day. And now these are 15-minute candles. I do want to kind of zoom out a little bit. Let's look at it there on the 12-hour forecast, and we can kind of see the whole life cycle of GINNAN, because this is one that's kind of not been around for a long time. We got a huge pump and then a second pump, and right now, guys, we are right back at that level of consolidation. And on a 12-hour candlestick, this is where it looks very, very bullish. We could talk about 5% up, 10% down. It doesn't matter. GINNAN continues to trade almost like it's programmed. So if we can get some bullish optimism, if Solana can hit $200, this is a crypto where I firmly believe that we could see a huge exponential growth, possibly even getting above all-time highs. I think that one's definitely in the cards. And if you look at it from a representation in terms of market cap, from where that is to where we are at right here, right now, we're talking about, guys, at 20 plus million right now, getting up almost a 4+ X at 83 million. So can GINNAN do a 4X? I think it can. Right now with 13,000 plus holders, why not? That's a huge amount of wallets, as well as the volume there that's within GINNAN. 1+ million. When we talk about the 24-hour volume, it's not bad. It could be better. That's kind of the only thing. I'd like to see a little bit more volume, but for me and kind of how I'm interpreting it, because I have been trading GINNAN for a while now, and this is obviously not financial advice, but I kind of have this feeling that all of the sellers are out of GINNAN, and the only way to go from here is up, okay? And then the last one we are going to talk about, and it's one that kind of goes hand in hand with GINNAN in a way, because I feel like there's a little bit of a love battle going on between these two cryptos, and they are very much in a similar position, right? This is Nero. Now, Nero has had a lot of kind of volatility, being upwards almost $200 million. They were seemingly looking to be that crypto that would hit the $1 billion mark. Now, if that could happen again and repeat with what we saw with like Brett, for example, on Base, that is a crypto where we could definitely get that narrative where Nero could be in line to see a huge huge in terms of a exponential multiple. When we talk about a $92 million market cap right now, that potentially could end up being, upwards of, even on the more bullish side, upwards of 20, 30 billion dollars. I definitely think that's in the cards. We'll see what happens. But that is, that would be launching it basically up into Shiba Inu territory and Dogecoin. Okay. That's kind of what we have to understand, though, is we saw what Pepe did, and Nero's kind of that big one on the outside that's looking in. You can see right now in the top 50 as we look into it, Pepe's at 28. They're sitting there at a 3.66 billion. And I did kind of, forgive me for kind of misleading you with that number. I did reference saying it would become a $3 billion market cap. Okay. If it was going to be a $30 billion market cap, then we're talking about them being bigger than XRP. And that would be double to where Dogecoin is right now. So for me, like I said, we're going to take a zero off. I was referring to it and kind of talking a little too fast. I misspoke. I meant $3 billion market cap. So that's just kind of where I'm at. Those are two meme coins within Solana that I am very bullish on, as well as kind of looking at kind of the market cap perspective on that. I do think GINNAN has more opportunity, just because I don't think it has all the whales priced in. I think Nero's being a little bit volatile. They had a huge sell-off a little bit earlier in the day, not the day, but in the month, and that was something that concerns me. So for my money and my money and where it currently stands right now, GINNAN would be definitely my pick out of those two. But as always, guys, nobody has that crystal ball. Meme coins are volatile as hell, so make sure you guys do your own research and due diligence. But those are the three cryptos that the aforementioned article went over, where we talked about Helium, Jupiter, as well as the last one being Dog with Hat, to go alongside a couple meme coins out there in the market. So Solana's booming. I firmly believe Solana is going to get above $200 very shortly, especially if Bitcoin and all the reports are correct that we do see 70,000. I definitely think Solana will have a nice little run there coming up very, very shortly. So appreciate you guys watching. As always, make sure you leave your comments. Which Solana meme coins are you guys in? I want to know down below in the comments box. Smash that like button, and we'll see you guys all in the next video. Cheers.